Hi everyone, welcome back to a chilly RC Pie and something completely new to me, something I've not had a go of, but I know it's massive in the RC world, so I thought it was about time. And after my trip to Knowles Models today, check out that video if you've not seen it, I thought I'd come back with something brand new. Here it is. What is it? It's the FTX Ramraider. So it's their brand new car. It only came out yesterday, I think. And this is the direct competition to the associated MT10. So let's get it open, see what's inside, and have a run of it, and try not to break it. So let's check out the box. What have we got? Well, it's a 1/10 off-road brushless four-wheel drive monster truck. Monster truck, is it? I mean, basher as a term is big enough now, isn't it? Do we need to call it a monster truck? It's a bit of a strange one. It's got a wheelie bar. That's cool to know. 99% ready to run. So that's going to be that you only need the transmitter batteries. So that's always a nice thing. So you are getting a LiPo in there. Presumably a LiPo. LiPo balance charger. Yeah, you're clearly getting a LiPo. Aluminium oil-filled shocks, light bar, not sure whether that's necessary, but cool. I think the rest of it is exactly what you'd expect. Waterproof, that's good to see. Right, so there's two versions. There's this red one, and there's also, let's have a look, flip this around, the green one. Now, this should be the green one, but we will see. Looks like a nice piece of kit. What have we got on this side? Any interesting features? But let's have a look inside. Get this box open. And here it is. The green one, or green and blue one. Let's open this up. It's pretty well packaged, I have to say. Pretty solid. It's looking pretty nice. It's pretty hefty. I mean, when they say 1/10, yeah, I guess it's 1/10. What do we notice straight away? Great snazzy paint job. It's not really my taste, but I know a lot will like it. So Ramraider stickers, all those stickers as you'd expect. Let's get the body pins off and have a look underneath. Okay, so we've got a cable there, so that'll be for the light bar. So I'll just unplug that. There we go, step that to one side. Nice to see that the body has been backed. It's got that silver backing to make the colour pop a bit. And what have we got under here? Well, we've got an e-tronics Photon brushless motor. Dean's connector on there. This is quite nice. You've got this clear plastic guard for the pinion and spur gear on there, so that is quite a nice thing. There is a slipper clutch in there from the looks of things, as you would expect. Proper bullet connectors on the motor cables, that's good. Servo is mounted quite back compared to things I'm used to, but maybe that's just the crawler in me now. Receiver box up there. That looks nice and solid with pins on, so it's easy access. So that's pretty nice. This tub chassis looks and feels like it's pretty strong, so that bodes well so far. Nice, fairly big bore shocks, not enormous, not quite as big as they are on the MT10, but nice. They feel very plush. There's definitely oil in there, so that's good. Lights in the front bumper. I've just pulled one of those out. That's okay. I'll just push back in. LEDs in the back bumper as well. You can see the cable there. Overall, looks pretty solid. I like that you've got foam at the edges of where the battery will go in. Metal drive shafts. You've got universal joints at the front, and then dog bone at the top end, if you can see up there. Same at the back, or is it just dog bones at the back? But metal drive shafts, you know, not the sliding plastic ones that everyone tends to go for now. Some people will prefer that, some people won't like it as much. I suppose they're not as flexible, but if they do get buckled a bit, perhaps they're easier to fix, easier to straighten. They're not likely to snap. So we'll see. These turnbuckles on here, on the steering links, they look pretty straightforward. I quite like those with the longer contact area for putting your spanner on there. That's quite nice. So overall, looks like quite a nice system. Metal gearbox plates, front and rear. Those are good. A nice bit of extra clearance with that chassis as well. That's riding a little bit higher. Access to your steering servo there, which is kind of a bit of a puzzling one. It does puzzle me sometimes how some things are left visible, accessible. It's like when you have a spur gear that you can see through the bottom of the chassis. I'm happy to see that that isn't the case here, because it's not something that I like to see on trucks. So overall, it looks like quite a nice little unit, and the wheelie bar on the back. So let's see what else was in the box. Right, we've got a bag here. Wow, this workbench is filthy. I've been clearing up the garage and doing a few jobs. So, manual, is it up to FTX standards? I think it will be. Tools required for operation. I'm not sure that's entirely true. Stuff about the battery, all your setup. It is what you would expect. Oh, and then in French, so it's the first few pages, but it's what you would expect of an FTX manual, decent quality. Right, a charger. Now, you know, it might only be a cheap charger, but it is a balanced charger. It's not just your USB thing, it's a mains powered figure 8 power supply with balanced ports on here, so they are giving you a balanced charger, so that's quite nice. Some spare servo savers there, and wow, quite a fancy wrench. And in here we've got a transmitter, an e-tronics pulse transmitter. There's no pretending. I quite like this, that FTX have now decided not to bother rebranding this, so you know what it is. It makes it easier to find spare receivers, extra receivers, things like that, or replacement parts or a replacement unit. Why bother? We know that e-tronics are distributed by CML as well as FTX, so they're all kind of partners. But overall, that feels like a reasonable transmitter. What have we got? We've got throttle trim, a binding button, steering reverse and throttle reverse, steering dual rate, throttle dual rate, and steering trim. So, oh, and there's a sliding, is that the power button? I think that's, oh, there's a button there, and there's a button there, so I don't know what that is. I suspect it's going to be restricting the speed, perhaps? Auxiliary 2. Oh, and auxiliary 1, so it's 4-channel. Now I have to admit that I'm feeling a bit impatient today, so whilst the 3S battery is charging, I've just stuck a 2S battery in. Let's have a little look.